the builder has a period of time that they expect, that their project plan tells them that they expect to complete the project, and then to register titles to enable them to sell in the lots off. So this is in a community title scheme. If they can't do that within a certain time period, that sunset clause is there to protect them, to say, as long as we're using our best endeavours to do what we can to meet this date, then we're meeting our obligations under the contract. But if we can't get it done for whatever reason, whatever the case may be, and then we've got 2 years basically to complete. If we can't do it in that time, we as the developer, we're allowed to terminate the contract. So this particular couple said, 2 years? No, you don't get 2 years. You don't get 2 years. You've only got 1 year. You've got 1 year to do this. We want title in 1 year. We want settlement. And the developer said, look, I'm on track for that. If that's the way you want to go, who knows how the conversation went. But developers are generally speaking, have been doing this for a while, and they've seen a few things, and they're getting very, very good advice, very, very good legal advice. So that's what happened in this case. Instead of having 2 years.
I was about to say, the problem is that, and particularly in Queensland, but it doesn't matter. You can buy anywhere in Australia. You can buy without legal advice if you want to. And there's cooling off periods and all the rest of it. They're supposedly there to protect you. But if
you've still got to go and get the advice.
Yes. If they did go there and go, oh, no, I don't want to wait 2 years, and they misunderstood what the sunset clause was for, and they realise that that's actually in a way that length of time is good for them and protected them because they didn't get the legal advice. And honestly, there is no mention in this article about their lawyer or conveyancer. So I'm assuming...
There was definitely reference to the developer's lawyer.
Yes.
The developer's lawyer actually gave statements, which was really interesting, and those supported the rights of the developer to take the actions that they did. But you're right. There is no mention of them seeking or having advice one way or the other about this decision.
And this could have been because, and as I said, they've applied their logic potentially, like, I don't want to wait a year. I'm happy to go with a year because that suits me. And they're not thinking
but they
what
also
they don't
could have
know.
been thinking the other side of things, and that is, if we make it only a year, that puts pressure on them to get it done quicker.
False logic.
That is absolute false logic, and it is so misguided to think that is the kind of pressure that you can put on a developer. What actually happened, and we know this from the construction industry, is a whole lot of bad circumstances arose that were around COVID, were around supply of tradesmen, were around supply of resources, weather came into it. We had floods in Brisbane. So a whole lot of terrible circumstances delayed the project. What that did was actually play into the developers' hands because they hadn't, as none of us had, in February, they signed a contract in February last year. They weren't expecting the market to run the way that it actually had. So the developer has looked at their unfinished property where they're probably still paying for the land that they purchased and the building materials and the subbies that the contractors and so forth. So they're racking up interest on costs that they've expended, but they're looking at the other side of things and going, I can sell this for about a third more at the moment. So what the buyers did was gave them an opportunity to actually terminate the contract and put it back on the market at 30% higher.
And it sounds unfair. And, you can argue it is unfair. But the problem is that it's buyer beware. And unfair or not, it's not illegal.